Welcome back here in the Weather Center because we have a lot of weather to talk about for this weekend. I know people are starting to make plans or have made plans, checking on how this is going to impact them this weekend.
Yeah,
Colton.
thankfully, Elena, we don't expect this to be a major storm by any means or high impacts by any means, but it's our first snow, and whenever we get our first snow, there tends to be some travel issues, at least across West Michigan. 13 weather ball, though, heading through the rest of the daytime hours today is solid green. No change for senior numbers will stay in the 50s today, and any rain we saw earlier has come to an end. This view brought to you by LaFontaine Lincoln of Grand Rapids. What's ahead? We'll actually see a little bit of sunshine this afternoon, but the main story today will be the breeze that will continue to pick on up. Rain to snow is expected Saturday evening, especially around 8 or 9 p.m. That's when we'll likely have at least some light to moderate snow move into West Michigan. Accumulation-wise, the best chance of that will likely be south of I-96. Toward I-94 stands the best chance of seeing over an inch to possibly upwards of 3 inches of snow. Current temperatures, though, as we say hi to a pretty sunny Muskegon, sitting at 54 degrees in Muskegon, 53 in Grand Rapids. A little bit cooler, though, to the south, sitting at 49 degrees currently in Hastings. Hour by hour today shows will likely climb into the middle 50s with at least partial sunshine. So eventually here in Grand Rapids, we'll see some sun as well. Already seeing some sun along the lakeshore. And then through the rest of the daytime hours today, will likely stay mostly dry, but a few sprinkles will be possible closer to 9 p.m. Current wind speeds, that's the main story today. It will be pretty gusty today, especially along the immediate lakeshore. Wind gusts already approaching 30 miles per hour in some spots, including us here in Grand Rapids. Hour by hour shows this is 3 p.m., still holding on to a breeze, but thankfully by the time we get to high school football time, at least the winds will slightly die down heading into the overnight hours. And then by the time we get to Saturday, winds will switch out of the north, dragging in cooler air, which will set us up for that snow potential tomorrow evening. Right now, though, any rain we saw earlier today moving off to the east, leaving us with dry conditions, mostly cloudy skies, especially inland away from Lake Michigan, but you can already see at least a little bit of sunshine developing over the lake, and that will begin to move in this afternoon. Hour by hour shows a cold front, a secondary cold front will move through this evening, bringing that stray shower chance this evening, but I think most of us will stay on the dry side. Heading into Saturday, most of the day will be dry with a northeast wind and cloudy skies. That will be changing, though, heading into the evening. We'll likely start out as rainfall, but then quickly changing over to snow, especially south of Fremont. Going into the overnight hours, this is midnight heading into Sunday morning. South of I-96 stands the best chance of seeing any light to moderate snow, and then we'll likely change over to lake effect snow, especially close to the lakeshore. This is how much snow we're expecting. Like I said, not a whole lot. Most of West Michigan likely staying under an inch, but those south of I-96 toward I-94 could see possibly 1 to 3 inches of wet snow. Beyond that, heading into Sunday, we'll likely have lake effect snow kick off, especially along the lakeshore, and that trend will continue into Monday as the wind generally will stay out of the north-northwest, keeping the highest totals likely close to Lake Michigan. Through the rest of the daytime hours today, expect no more rain. Most of us will stay on the dry side, with temperatures mostly climbing into the low to mid 50s, and from Grand Rapids to the south in the mid to upper 50s. Your 13-hour side 7-day forecast shows a pretty active weekend ahead of us. Like I said, we're not expecting high snowfall totals, but it is our first snow of the season, so at least keep an eye on the radar, especially south of I-96, where we are expecting at least 1 to 3 inches of snow, Alina.
All right, so a little bit of snow for the first time of the year, but we can deal with that, and I'll be singing White Christmas pretty much all weekend, getting ready for the snow.
I'm excited for it.
Thanks so much, Colton.